Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning into the Kevin Jackson Radio Show. And of course, I am your trusty sidekick host, Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial, broadcasting to you live from my safe space down here in Northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, and patriarchy. Now, we are seeing this women's march. We've seen this women's march for a few years in response to Trump's grab 'em by the pee comment that he made many, many years ago. This is amazing. It must be so amazing to be Donald Trump. You say one thing like 20 years ago on a bus in private, locker room talk, and entire leftist movements are based after that. That must be so validating and so amazing. You see, leftists don't even realize that they are playing right into this guy's hands by making themselves look so silly and foolish. The people who are always claiming that it is totally insane for Trump is absolutely insane. He's mentally defunct. He's mentally ill. The same people who are going around dressing up as vaginas, full body suits, that look like vaginas. These are the people who are calling Trump mentally ill. The people who scream at the sky. These are the people who call Trump mentally ill. The people who think that boys can turn into girls. These are the people who are saying that Trump is mentally ill. These women marchers, the women's marchers who flouted their pink vagina hats, their cat hats. I mean, they started as cat hats. Now they're vagina hats. Well, some of these women's marchers are saying that the vagina hats are not inclusive enough because they're pink. Well, some vaginas aren't pink. What about brown vaginas? And wait a minute. What about women who don't have vaginas, i.e. women who have penises, i.e. transgendered? They're saying that the vagina hat is not inclusive enough because there are some women out there who have penises. This is utterly insane, yet these are the people who are saying that Trump is insane. This is yet another example of the left eating its own tail. They were doing it last year when a couple of Jews tried to go to the Women's March. And since they were sporting an Israeli flag, and since the Women's March is not about equality or anything, it's not about equality. It's about a leftist agenda. And according to the left, Israel is a great oppressor. Israel is like a little America in the Middle East, a little colonial country in the Middle East that is oppressing the Palestinians. So no matter how gay you are, no matter how liberal you are, no matter how much you support the Women's March, no matter how much you support, quote, equality, they don't want you there if you're waving an Israeli flag. And this year, they don't want you there if you have a pink vagina. Watch this. You are going to start hearing that having a pink vagina is white supremacy. Because white people have, quote, pink vaginas. What about brown vaginas? What about yellow vaginas? What about green vaginas? We have to be all inclusive of all the colors of the rainbow. Don't we? Pink is just too exclusive. So Donald Trump welcomed a physical. Of course, he gets looked after and checked out by the doctor constantly. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, the White House physician. And it turns out that other than a little bit of high cholesterol, President Trump is in perfect physical and mental health. He said, Dr. Ronnie Jackson, he said, I have found no reason whatsoever to think that President Trump has any issues whatsoever with his thought process. Well, that sort of flies in the face of the whole narrative that Donald Trump is absolutely insane. Of course, the New York Times, for some reason, felt it necessary to mention the new book, Fire and Fury by Michael Wolff, the hatchet piece that was basically written out of insinuations and rumors and nothing confirmed. It's this book that liberals are just loving, they're just dying to see because a guy sat there in the Oval Office or in the West Wing basically observing the administration. And then he wrote this hatchet piece against Donald Trump. And now everyone needs to know about his mental capacity and his mental state. Why do we need to know that, New York Times? Why do we need to know that in this article where you're talking about Trump's health? Could it be that despite his clean bill of health from a doctor that you still want to put out these ideas? That Trump is sick? That Trump is mentally defunct? That Trump is crazy? You see, liberals like to do they like to attack from both sides. All right, he's crazy and he's evil. He's an evil, crazy genius. You see, they have to make him evil too, because if he were just crazy, well, then that would be if they were to criticize him for being crazy. Well, wouldn't that be like ableism? Being crazy is sort of a disability. Wouldn't that be ableism? Wouldn't they be going against their own philosophy not to shame people who are sick? No. They have to add the whole evil part. So now that he's got a clean bill of health, they can just go right back to the evil part, right? They could just say, oh, Trump is an evil guy. Well, not if you're the Washington Post. The Washington Post is so invested in this meme, this idea, this falsehood that Trump is mentally defunct, that he's mentally ill, that they are now saying that Trump's doctor might not be okay. Isn't that unbelievable? In an opinion piece in the Washington Post by Dana Milbank, he's an opinion writer, he saw the results of the test, and now he's not questioning Donald Trump anymore. He's questioning the doctor. He's saying, well, is this doctor okay? Okay, well, let's examine this doctor. Let's get another doctor to examine this doctor. I guarantee you this doctor is going to come out with a clean bill of health, and then the Washington Post is going to be examining that doctor. Is that doctor okay? Is the doctor that checked out the doctor who checked out Donald Trump, is he okay? This is the chortles of a death rattle. This is a spiral. They are going out of control. And I couldn't be happier about it. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier that the demagoguery and the lies and the deception and the deceit is being put out there for the world to see. Now, this is exactly the kind of article that I would post on the Disgruntled Millennial Facebook, because we don't shy away from articles from the Washington Post. We don't shy away from articles from the New York Times. We take them on head on. Because this is absolutely insane. The left is so invested in their narrative. And, you know, we hear all the time from the left about doctors. We have to listen to the doctors. We have to listen to the scientists and the medical professionals. But now we have a doctor, a great doctor, a reputable doctor giving Trump a clean bill of health. He's a tad overweight. I'm a tad overweight. Doesn't make me crazy. Doesn't mean I'm unfit to do my job. This is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial, broadcasting live from my safe space down here in Florida. I am subbing in for the great Kevin Jackson. We will be right back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful four-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.